Here with Georgia coach Kirby Smart. Vacation almost over, but I hear the pickleball skill has greatly improved.
I wouldn't say greatly improved. Really competitive. If anything, it's attributed to my weight loss, which is a good thing. I did get to play probably more pickle this off season than I did last year. I really enjoy it. Me and my wife get to play it, but I'm not particularly good at it.
I'm guessing you're a nightmare, though, because of the competitiveness.
I'm a nightmare for my partner.
And now who's better, you or your wife?
You know, that's interesting because if you measured it on a scale of where she ranks among women and where I rank among men, she's uber more talented. But if you just compare us as equals, she and I are probably about even.
She's a big runner, so her stamina probably
much
better than yours. But
yeah, I like to take breaks between points.
But you are an athlete. Like I've noticed, like the Keely Ringo, no, yes, interception in that national championship. You got off the ground. I was like, this man wasn't all SEC safety.
That's right, and I was heavy carrying the high off the ground. So if you're creating the force to go vertical that high with that much weight, it's a good vertical leap.
You might get offered by this Georgia team. Maybe.
No chance. No chance.
No, seriously.
No chance.
Do you think you would have been offered by this
no
talent
chance,
level?
Because I would have been in charge of it. Yeah. So if I'm the head coach, I'm not signing me.
Really?
No question.
Wow. Now, I got to ask you this because I've heard you answering questions today. You've gotten multiple three-peat questions, and you've actually answered them, which surprises me a little bit because I know how you design the mental architecture of your program, wrote 2 books with Trevor Moad, so I understand the outcome process part. And you train these players not to think about outcomes, not to talk about outcomes. How do you deal with that when all they get from the outside is outcome?
I think you keep going back to the narrative of better never rest. It's not about a three-peat. It's not about an outcome. It's not about an opponent. It's about us, man.
Yeah.
And people say that all the time, like, oh, yeah, whatever, that's coach speak. And I'm like, no, it's real with us because we really believe that if we do what we do better, then we're going to beat who we play. And if we can out-physical them at the point of attack, then we're going to beat who we play. And that's all we worry about is how we play.
I was talking to Cedric Grandparent about this, and he said he thinks he always was that process-oriented, but he needed somebody to kind of unlock it. He needs somebody to tell him how to do that.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. He's very process-oriented. He's a deep thinker. He's a very serious guy. He cares so much about the game, the team, the university that he kind of wears his emotions on his sleeve.
And you got guys like that. Even Brock Bowers, who you said doesn't talk at all. He said, you know, Kirby says something you do soft one time, you're going to try to make sure it's never soft again.
That's good. I mean, it means I at least got to him because Brock's hard. He's hard to frustrate.
Well, that's what he said. He said he gets a lot of soft Napa Valley stuff, but he can't tell anything about wine. So I asked him what pairs with a good cab. He said he doesn't know.
He doesn't have a clue.
So you were talking about this COVID baby class, and Brock, year after that, but also was one of the guys who couldn't take a lot of visits. I was talking to Will Muschamp about this last year, and he said you guys like these guys to see you practice, to see you work out, to understand how they're going to be coached. How is it that group was so able to come in and deal with the way they're going to be coached and the way y'all work without that?
I think the barometer for taking kids in that class was, hey, let's shoot out a video and sample and say, this is how we want you to work out. We want to see you do this workout.
Okay.
And if kids took the time to actually set up a phone, video themselves doing these exercises, it meant they gave enough to like really care inherently. Like a Javon Bullard pops in my head because he's out in his backyard because he couldn't go anywhere else, and he was setting up cones and doing drills. And I'm like, this guy's in weeds out there doing the drills. If he's willing to do this, there's a good chance he's willing to fit our culture.
So basically that was the test.
That was a barometer.
Yeah.
And most of the kids bought into that and said, you know what, I'll do it, and I'll do it, and I'll do it. And, they weren't stuck on their rankings. It was a unique class.
Have you used that sense where you got the visits back, but now can you give them homework and see if they do it?
We really haven't, and probably should, but most of them will say, well, I'll be there in June to work out for camp. I'll be there and, you're coming to see me, coach, in spring. You just watch me there. Less of the, I'm going to go out and initiate it myself.
It almost feels like when you go on the interview and they take you to lunch and they're really watching how you treat the wait staff, but how you do anything is how you do everything. And that's I'm telling you, that makes sense.
It does. So, it helped us. It helped us make some tough decisions without all the information we typically have.
Well, you've got everybody now. I still don't believe you wouldn't sign yourself.
I wouldn't sign myself. No chance. I'd give myself a walk-on.
A preferred walk-on, maybe.
That's right.
Not
PWO.
a crawl-on like Dabo says.
That's right. Not like Muschamp, but not a PWO.
All right. Appreciate it, Kirby. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.